things like eating, drinking, and breathing come naturally to us. We repeat these actions so often that we do them without thinking. So it's hard to imagine that we're not doing these things like we should. Here are 10 everyday things that many of us are doing wrong. Breaking in new shoes. After buying new shoes, many of us will don them at home while we torture ourselves trying to break them in. This common method is not only long, but it can be incredibly painful. Instead, we should wear a thick pair of socks prior to donning our new kicks and slipping them on. Then, all that's needed is a warm hairdryer. Aiming the hot air at your new shoes, begin by wiggling your toes and moving those feet around. Concentrating the heat on tighter spots on the shoes will help loosen them up quickly and painlessly. Keep the socks on until the shoes have cooled before trying them out. Toothbrushing. Like the commercials say, bad breath isn't sexy. Oral hygiene has certainly improved over the years, but it's another example of overdoing in today's society. Dentists tell us we should be brushing our teeth at least twice a day and floss to battle cavities and gingivitis. While flossing is still recommended as it removes bacteria and food particles from between the teeth, apparently brushing too often may be causing more harm than good. Eating food that is high in acidity can soften the tooth enamel, and brushing right after can strip that enamel and leave them vulnerable. Being productive. Contrary to popular belief, it is actually impossible to truly multitask. While it may seem productive, it actually causes a constant low-level distraction that keeps us from being truly productive. The best way to remain productive is to focus on one task at a time, taking short breaks to refocus. Our brains need time to relax between tasks in order to function at an optimal level. Working intensely for 30 minutes, then taking a 10-minute break has been proven to be the most effective method. Sleeping. Nowadays, it seems like the majority of people suffer with issues revolving around sleep. Falling asleep, staying asleep, or not feeling well rested after sleep are all pretty common problems. We're told that we need at least 8 hours of sleep per night, but the issue is that we're not meant to have it all at once. Before the creation of artificial light, people would go to bed earlier and sleep for 3 to 5 hours, wake up for a few hours, then sleep again. Our bodies still want to use that natural sleep cycle, but artificial daylight and standardized work hours no longer allow for it, leaving people groggy and fatigued. Peeling potatoes. Anyone that has spent time in a kitchen knows that one of the most time-consuming chores is peeling potatoes, especially around the holidays when cooking for many people. Many of us feel that potatoes need to be peeled before they are cooked. However, this easy method involves cutting a horizontal line around each potato before placing them in boiling water. Once the potatoes are cooked, they need to be drained, then run under cold water. Once slightly cool, the skin will just slide off. Pooping. While it may be hard to believe that doing something as natural as pooping has a right and wrong way, it's true. We've enjoyed the comforts of indoor plumbing since the early 19th century when sitting toilets became more commonplace. While more convenient, these types of toilets are actually set at an inappropriate height, which can lead a person to develop hemorrhoids and intestinal disease over time. According to proctologists, sitting down to defecate actually makes pooping more difficult. The most comfortable and effective way to poop is by squatting, either using a specialty toilet or a footstool while seated on a standard Western toilet. Remember, humans once pooped while squatting in the woods, and it is how our bodies prefer to be positioned. Giving birth. When giving birth, women are instructed to lay on their backs with their legs up while doctors and nurses yell push. However, according to several studies, this is actually one of the worst positions for giving birth. The practice was adopted by doctors to give them easier access to their patients, but it has come with risks. It can be harmful to both mother and baby as the baby is fighting against gravity, and it increases the risk of vaginal tearing. Studies show that allowing women to move around and find the position that feels most comfortable to them is the best method, especially if they are in a squatting position, as it opens the pelvis by nearly 10%. Sitting. We all know that sitting for long periods of time can increase the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and weight gain, but what we didn't know is that our bodies aren't really built to sit in modern, straight-back chairs. Once upon a time, only people of authority were allowed to sit in chairs with backs, hence titles like chairman, while others knelt or sat on backless stools. When standing or sitting on backless chairs, our abdominal muscles are active, supporting our spines and distributing out weight evenly. However, with straight-back chairs, those muscles relax and leave our spines to fully support everything on their own, which puts extra stress and pressure contributing to back pain. Ideally, we should be standing or sitting on backless chairs to reduce this stress. Bathing. Most rules of society tell us we should be bathing every day, or at least every other day. But lathering up with copious amounts of soap and hot water that often may actually be causing more harm than good. Our bodies are covered in layers of skin, and one layer, known as the horny layer, protects our skin from disease and bacteria. So if someone showers every day, they are not allowing that protective layer of skin to repair, leaving it vulnerable to bacteria, tears, and redness from irritation. So while there is no magic number of recommended showers per week, it's important to give our skin time to heal and make sure that it's moisturized. Breathing. How can we get something like breathing wrong? Chances are, unless it's brought up, most people don't even think about the fact that they are breathing. Take a conscious breath right now. Most of us probably lifted our shoulders ever so slightly and puffed up our chests a little before the breath was released. Seems natural since our lungs are located in our chests. As it turns out, we should be breathing from a little lower down. The diaphragm, which rests under the lungs and sits closer to the stomach, aids in breathing. But since many of us breathe from higher in our chests, we are only using half of our lungs. This causes us to breathe more rapidly, which can cause fatigue and headaches. It is possible to retrain our brains to breathe from our abdomens, it just takes practice. How many of these are you doing wrong? Head on over to the comments and let us know. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out The Richest Daily for more amazing videos you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching.